Hi people and hello my Chili Con Carnage crew, it's Chili here, the man who produces Iron from My Eyes, doing a 5-minute review on King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard's newest album, B741. What the hell is downtime when you're a member of this band? These guys are truly a testament to pushing the envelope to the acceptable amount of albums to put out in 1 year. Clearly the answer is 2 or more. So the question is, does this album represent quantity over quality, or is there some actual sustenance to be found on here? So let's find out. On the band's 26th outing, the group decided to go with a collection of material akin to blues rock with a certain country twang. This is certainly made evident on the opening track Mirage City, and its scale of epicness is quite something to behold. There is no doubt in my mind that we are off to a good start with this song blaring in my headphones. If there's one thing that surprises me, it's the band as a whole, to be honest. My introduction to the group has been very recent, but I understand they like to shift styles constantly from record to record, and I understand this is something that they do very often, as in playing musical chairs with, well, their music as a group. Last year the band released 2 records with Silver Chord, which was my first review on the band, and I believed was a shocking record by them. It was also mostly an electronic effort by the group for whatever reason. Meanwhile, earlier on in the same year, the group released their record Petro-Dragonic Apocalypse, or Dawn of Eternal Night and Annihilation of Planet Earth, and the Beginning of Merciless Damnation. Yes, that is the album title. And that effort is a much more metal affair, and if we're going to judge the band by these 3 records alone, then you would swear we are listening to 3 different groups, as this newest effort falls into, as I mentioned before, that blues and southern rock sound. Now, I've never understood the allure behind the group, but I think I'm starting to comprehend why they are so beloved by the masses. I mean, I remember seeing this TikTok recently.
Alright guys, that puts a wrap on the album. Well done. Woo! Looks like we just have a little bit more of studio time left, so what do you say we make another album?
Now, despite not knowing the history of the band or listening to their material, I certainly understood the joke.
I understood that reference.
In fact, the only thing that's a bit surprising about this record is the fact that they might be only releasing 1 album in 2024. But I digress. I've already delayed this review, and if I don't get it out in time, chances are the band would have released their newest album by the time this review comes out. What the band have on offer is a very fun record, and one that I certainly found myself enjoying. It is certainly a lot better than that Silver Chord record, which is perhaps one of the worst records I could have entered into the band's discography from. It's not like I didn't know who the band were, and I definitely knew that record was more a standalone effort, but if your first venture into King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard was Flight B741, then I think many fans would agree this is a fine way to introduce yourself to the group. I just want to reiterate myself a little bit here, but I wanted to mention that while this is in the vein of blues rock, it certainly isn't to your contemporary version of blues, but rather a modern blues sound with a twist of pop and funk. And that takes the edge off, really. It's almost like comparing a whiskey neat to a whiskey sour. Both still have the whiskey component, but let's face it, when it comes to a more modern sounding market, one is more alluring than the other. As for the record itself, well, Mackenzie has stated that he has found this record to be a more collaborative effort, and it's more of a free-form jam sounding affair to their previous records. Now, I certainly can tell this when I'm listening to the record throughout its runtime, from tracks like Antarctica to Hog Calling Contests, or even the title track itself, and I think this is one of the better components for the record. It just feels so natural, and not forced at all. It all flows so well, and of course it is such a joy to listen to from start to finish. Also, it doesn't have a very long runtime, which also helps for this record. Overall, I'm going to give this album a score of 7 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being Mirage City, Antarctica and Hog Calling Contest. One of the most confusing aspects about that last track I mentioned is how it begins off with the band screaming the title of this album, and they do reference flying a few times in the lyrics. Enough that I actually thought it was a misprint, and I thought this was the title track as opposed to the one that came up later. A minor thought, but I thought it was noteworthy nonetheless. Anyway, tell me your thoughts in regards to this record, because geez, there is a lot of material to go through, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get around to listening to all 26 of their albums. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to us and stay notified for future music related content, because it keeps our manager happy at the end of the day. We are also on Discord, Instagram, Facebook and all those other social platforms if you want to check us out. As always people, you have a great day and stay spicy.